Chapter 2, The Mountain Path. The path into the mountains was cruel and narrow, carved by time and weather rather than men. Trees stood like sentinels on either side, their twisted limbs clawing at the sky. Snow still lingered in the shadows, though spring had kissed the valleys below. The knights rode in a tight column, eyes wary, weapons ready. Every rock, every bend, could be a trap. Sir Alaric led them without pause, his lion-emblazoned cloak billowing in the wind. Behind him, Tomas clutched his reins, riding a borrowed mare. His own pony had been lost in the chaos of the last attack. The boy's dagger now hung on a belt of a fallen knight, its edge newly sharpened. "Do the barbarians live in the mountains?" Tomas asked, teeth chattering slightly. Alaric nodded. "They nest in caves, in old ruins. Places where even wolves fear to tread." Brother Himon, riding just behind, added, "Some say they worship spirits that dwell in the cliffs. That they eat the hearts of their enemies to gain strength." Tomas swallowed. "Is that true?" "Perhaps," Alaric said grimly. "But we ride not to question their beliefs. We ride to end their war." By midday, the sky grew heavy with clouds. The wind picked up, howling through the rocks like voices whispering in tongues. The horses grew nervous, stamping and snorting. A low mist began to crawl over the ground like a living thing. They came to a bridge, ancient, moss-covered, stretching across a deep ravine. The rope supports were fraying. Below, a river crashed against the rocks like thunder. "Only one at a time," Alaric said. He crossed first, armor clanking with every step. Boards creaked beneath him, but held. Then one by one, the others followed. Tomas crossed last, trying not to look down. As he stepped off the bridge, a scream echoed through the cliffs. Everyone froze. Then came the sound of drums. Slow, rhythmic. From above. "They're watching us," Himon whispered. "I can feel it." Alaric pointed up the ridge. "There's an old monastery not far from here. Abandoned. We make for it. It has stone walls." The march took another hour, the drums growing louder with every step. At last they saw it, a ruin perched on a cliff's edge, half swallowed by the mountain. Ivy crawled up broken columns. Gargoyles stared down with cracked faces. The iron gate stood open, its hinges rusted. They entered cautiously. Inside, the nave still stood, roof mostly intact. Rows of stone pews gathered dust, and a shattered statue of St. Michael lay on the floor, its wings broken. "Set up a perimeter," Alaric commanded. "We rest here tonight." As the night spread out, Tomas approached the altar, where an old iron cross had been toppled. He set it upright again, brushing off the moss. "You have faith?" asked Himon, stepping beside him. "I think I'm starting to," Tomas replied. "I need to believe we'll make it." Himon nodded solemnly. "Faith won't stop a blade. But it helps you stand when you're outnumbered." That night, they lit no fires. Instead, they ate cold bread and dried meat in silence, listening to the mountain groan. The drums had stopped. But the fear remained. Alaric stayed awake, sword on his knees, eyes on the dark. The others slept fitfully, all but Tomas. The boy sat across from the knight, hugging his knees. "Do you think they'll come tonight?" he asked. "They might," Alaric said. "Barbarians hunt by darkness. It's when they feel strongest." "Are you afraid?" Alaric looked at him. "Yes." That answer surprised Tomas more than any tale. "But I've learned to use fear," Alaric continued. "It sharpens the senses. Makes you faster, harder. And it reminds you what you're fighting for." Tomas hesitated. "What are you fighting for?" Alaric was silent for a moment. "Then, for the ones who can't fight for themselves." Just before dawn, it happened. A horn shrieked from the cliffs above. Stones tumbled from the ledges. Then, screams. Barbarians poured in from the ruined windows, leaping from ledge to ledge like mountain cats. They bore no armor, only wore paint and furs. Their eyes gleamed in the dark. "Shields up!" Alaric shouted. Steel clashed against bone. Arrows flew. The monastery became a storm of violence. Tomas ducked behind a broken column, clutching his dagger. A barbarian spotted him and lunged, only to be caught mid-stride by Alaric's sword. Blood sprayed across the stone. Alaric grabbed the boy and shoved him toward the altar. "Stay there. Don't move." The knight turned and met 3 more attackers. He fought like a lion, fierce and unrelenting. His blade moved with deadly grace, each strike precise. Tomas watched in awe and terror. Brother Himon was battling 2 barbarians near the door, his mace swinging in wide arcs. Another knight fell beside him, a spear through his chest. "We're being overwhelmed," someone shouted. "Hold the line," Alaric roared. Then, silence. The remaining barbarians fled into the shadows. Their war cries faded into the mountains. Alaric stood, bloodied but unbowed. Around him lay the bodies of 8 of his knights. Tomas stood slowly, legs shaking. Alaric turned to him. "You still alive?" The boy nodded. "Then we've not yet lost." As the sun rose, the survivors gathered outside the monastery. Alaric gazed toward the distant peaks. "They're testing us," he said. "Drawing us deeper." "Into what?" asked Himon, wounded but standing. "Their heartland. Their capital, if such a place exists. Do we follow?" Alaric looked at his men, bruised, bloodied, fewer than before. "We didn't come this far to turn back." He turned to Tomas and placed a hand on his shoulder. "You said you wanted to believe," he said. "Then believe this: we will find their lair. And we will end this war. For the dead. For the living. For the oath we took beneath the cross." And so, with their numbers dwindled but their purpose renewed, the Knights of the Lion Order pressed forward, into the heart of the mountains, where the greatest danger yet awaited them.